Hey, I bought an alto saxophone last week and I made my own neck strap for it. Welcome to Hack a Week. Yep, bought an alto saxophone. I used to play some instruments in high school. I still have a trumpet, learned all the brass instruments, learned a little bit of saxophone. Always wanted one, picked one up on eBay, pretty cheap, and it needed a strap, neck strap, a better one. So I designed this in SketchUp, and I'm going to walk you through how I made it and how to put it together.
First thing I did was render this thing up in SketchUp. Didn't take very long, and did some beveling on the holes so that the rope would slide through them a little bit easier. Then I put it in Cura and sliced it. I printed this with just a skirt around it. It came out just fine. Printed it in ABS, and that didn't take very long. Then I actually rendered the rope ends, the little anchors, in SketchUp, and then sliced them in Cura. And these I had to print on a raft. First attempt failed horribly, and they came out just fine.
Here's all the little pieces and parts. This is the cleat itself that is going to do the business of locking the strap in place. These little beads that I made go on the ends, and that's what's going to hold it to the padded neck piece. I'll show you that in a minute. This is from an old neck strap that I got with the saxophone, and it had just kind of one of those plastic slider type thingies on it that you find on backpacks and such, and it was a real pain in the ass to move up and down and adjust the sax. I just didn't like it. Real difficult to move. But this one is inspired by one that I saw on eBay, and I looked at it and I thought, I can just make one of these on a 3D printer. So let me show you how it goes together. This is about a 36-inch piece of 4mm braided rope, so about a meter. So we're gonna get the ends even first, and then we'll just pull it like this, and then we're gonna take the two ends, gonna put them through the two holes that are closest together, like so, and then we're gonna bring this around and we're gonna do what's called a girth hitch. I know you've seen this before. It's pretty simple how that works. Okay, let's make sure that these are even. Yes, they are. Now we're going to go through the clip that is going to go onto the saxophone. We're going to go through the top of the clip down like that. Let's pull some of that slack out. Now we're going to lay it here on the bench. We're going to flip everything over. I want to make sure that we keep these parallel and keep them on the same side. When we thread them back through these top two holes, we want the string that's on this side to also be in this top hole. So we're just going to take this one, run it through the big hole, back up through the small hole. We're going to take the other one, do the same thing through the big hole, back up through the small hole, and we're going to pull those tight. And there you go, you can see how it works right there. It's pretty simple. And if you want to change the length, if you slide on it this way, you've made it shorter, and it locks in place. It self-locks because of the way it loads up on itself. The forces are pushing this up, which rock this way. It keeps the string from moving through. But if you want to loosen it up, you just pull like this, and you can lengthen it. Now we're going to attach it to the neck strap. We're going to do that with these little guys. So first we're going to put one through here, through the larger end, and we're going to run it through the little eyelet that I put in there. That's just basically a shoelace eyelet. I found a kit and a tool to install those at my local hardware store. Pretty handy thing. Now I'm going to tie a figure 8 knot. I'm going to get in close to show you this. Figure 8 knot's really handy because it's kind of like, this is just a granny knot, they call it, when you just go through once like this. That's a granny knot, but as it tightens up, it can be a little difficult to break loose. a figure 8 knot. You can break loose later. Also makes a little bigger knot. It's used a lot in climbing and mountaineering. So over the top like that. And we're going to go around the back. See how that is now? Let me start over. Over the top, around the back, back through the hole again. And if I stop right here, you'll see why it's called a figure 8. It looks like an 8. So let's pull that tight. We're going to leave just a little tail on it. The less the better, just for aesthetics. Now what happens is when we pull on this, that little knot is going to go up inside my little rope lock, like so. And there we go. And we can always undo it later. We can pull it apart and redo it if you want to make this longer. I'm setting this up for an alto saxophone, so of course if you have a tenor or a baritone or soprano, it's going to be a little different length. Alto and soprano probably going to be close to the same length. Tenor is going to be longer. Not sure about a baritone. I haven't been around a baritone enough to know how long a neck strap needs to be for one of those. Not since high school. Used to play in band. I played trumpet first, then I went to baritone, and then in high school I played tuba. Played the sousaphone in the marching band, and then I pretty much got my hands on everything I could in the music room during the lunch hour when the music director was away. I would go into the instrument room and I would sneak instruments out and try to learn how to play them. I remember I taught myself a line on the bass clarinet from a song that was popular at the time by Loggins and Messina. That's right, Kenny Loggins, Jim Messina. Called Sailing in the Wind. It's got a great bass clarinet solo in it, and taught myself how to play that. And took some instruments home and I wasn't supposed to. Got in trouble for that. But there we go. That's it. Let's try it out on the sax. See how it works. Got it pretty well adjusted. By the way, that is the front. The top 2 strings coming out is on the front. That way it locks it in better. So I've only been playing for about a week since I bought this. Bought this saxophone on eBay for about $65. It was an auction. Got it at the last minute. It went to a charity, Goodwill in Maine, a place in Maine. Decided I wanted an alto saxophone, so I went shopping and bought one. So now I'm going to play, or attempt to play, Coming Home Baby. It's a Herbie Mann song, and I found some backing track stuff here on YouTube, so let's go.
1, 2, a 1, 2.
Okay, so pro player I'm not, but I'm getting there, and it's just going to take a lot of practice. Lots and lots of practice. I got to get my armature dialed in. But when I first start playing, I do pretty good, and after about 10 minutes it starts to break down. So it's just going to take playing every day, and I'll get there. But I love it. It's a lot of fun. You should try learning an instrument. If you have a desire to just jump in and give it a shot, I mean, the worst you can do is make a mistake, but you'll have fun trying. So, I guess that about wraps it up. My little strap works great. And if you want to build one, the link to the STL file is on Thingiverse, and I put it down there, right down there in the description. so you can check it out if you wish. I wonder if I can play the old Hack-A-Week theme. Till next time.